Welcome to your course on SolidWorks Electrical. During this course, we will gain an understanding of SolidWorks Electrical schematic software, as well as the SolidWorks Electrical 3D software. These two software packages work together through a Microsoft SQL database, providing both the electrical schematic user and the electrical 3D user real-time collaboration. Throughout the course, we will have hands-on examples that you will be able to download to try on your own. First, let's understand the differences between the SolidWorks Electrical Schematic software and the Electrical 3D software. SolidWorks Electrical Schematic is a standalone, purpose-built schematic design software that does not take a license of SolidWorks Mechanical out. It is a standalone software package. It is used to create typical multi-wire schematics like you see here on the screen. It is also used to create single-line diagrams that can be used to describe a system from a higher level. From these schematics and single-line diagrams, automatic reports can be generated. This one showing a terminal strip layout. This is a report showing the bill of materials of components that was generated automatically based on the manufacturer items tagged to each symbol that was placed on the schematic. Also generated can be 2D panel layout drawings that are connected to the symbols that were placed on the schematic. SolidWorks Electrical 3D runs as an add-in to the SolidWorks Mechanical Design software. It is connected to the database on the schematic software and is giving you the ability to create 3D panel layouts, as well as 3D wiring, cable and harness designs, and flattened nailboard drawings for manufacture. Hi, I'm Michael LaFleche, the author of your course introducing you to SolidWorks Electrical. I have been serving the SolidWorks user community since the late 1990s, working with a value-added reseller for SolidWorks-based solutions here in New England. I have spoken many times at local SolidWorks user group meetings and at the annual SolidWorks World User Conference. As a product manager for SolidWorks Electrical, I have been responsible for the sales and support of SolidWorks Electrical products in the region. I have also delivered consulting services and classroom training on this software. Feel free to find me online. You can get me at LinkedIn, on Twitter, or on my Value-Added Resellers blog, where I routinely post articles. I trust that you will find this course introducing you to SolidWorks Electrical exciting and informational, and that it boosts your productivity. Now that we know what the software is all about, let's talk about how to install it. There are three components to install: the server application, the client application, and the activation. So let's talk about how to install the server first. The server can be installed on the same computer as the client, but if you're working in a company where you have multiple users, you'll install this on a server. The software provides you with Microsoft SQL Express, which is a software application that is provided for use with 6 or less users. We recommend full Microsoft SQL Professional, which is purchased separately for large environments. So I'm going to go to the DVD media here and extract the setup. SolidWorks Electrical 2014 is unified with the SolidWorks Mechanical Design Software Installation Manager. So here I'm going to install the server application first, and it will then go ahead and present you with the available options. Here, I want to go ahead and set the choices of the features to install. In this case, I'm going to install all 3 of the features. I'm going to make sure I'm setting this to the right computer and port number. Finally, I want to make sure I'm installing a SQL Server database to the machine that I wish to install it on. In this case, I'm installing everything locally and accepting the defaults. The thing you want to make sure of here is that the data location is something shared. If you're going to be using this with multiple people, you want to make sure that program data folder is installed in a place that everybody can access and it's shared on the network. In this case, I'm just creating an electrical data folder here on my local system and making sure it's shared to all the users that I think should need the software. Once we have that, we can go back to the summary page and install the software, which only takes a few moments to install the server-based options. Then we can go ahead and install the client. So we would install the same DVD media or download from the SolidWorks website. We can also install it from a shared network location if you copy all the media to the network itself. So once again, you'll be presented with the SOLIDWORKS Installation Manager, and I'm going to choose an individual installation for this particular computer, including my SOLIDWORKS serial number. And if you only have electrical schematic software, you would choose the checkbox for that. In this case, I have SOLIDWORKS Electrical Professional, which bundles the mechanical and electrical design software together. For this case, I'm just going to uncheck the things that I'm not going to use for this particular installation. I'm going to make sure that SOLIDWORKS Electrical and the mechanical design software is installed, as well as eDrawings for viewing the schematics afterwards. I'm also just going to make sure I'm installing it to a place where I have enough disk space to install the application. And then, very importantly, I'm going to set the mechanical shared data location. Much like the electrical application, the mechanical files can be shared as well, like bolts, nuts, and screws, standard counterbore holes, and the like. So I'm creating a complementary mechanical data folder, which should also be shared as well. And finally, I'm going to check my electrical options here to make sure that they're set according to the server, and they are set the way I want. This step takes about 30 to 40 minutes to perform the installation on a typical modern computer. A great thing to do here is to join the Customer Experience Program, which is used to help improve the software. Now, to start the software the first time, you need to provide an activation to SOLIDWORKS. So there's a couple of caveats here that I just want to outline because I get these questions quite often in our customer support department, and I want you to avoid having this situation on your end. So the first time you launch SOLIDWORKS Electrical, if you don't choose to start SOLIDWORKS Mechanical the first time, and you have a shared mechanical and electrical application, you're going to get an error message. The first thing to do is to allow access through your firewall, but then you're going to get the error message saying that you can't find the license for the software. So once you go ahead and accept the license agreement, close the software, and launch the mechanical design software first. So the mechanical design software will know enough to launch the activation wizard and authenticate my SOLIDWORKS license so that it shows me the mechanical and electrical design software, which in this case on my system is one license. If you buy them as separate pieces, this would not happen to you. You would launch your mechanical software, activate that, and then you'd launch your electrical software and activate that. But in this case, I'm activating both pieces of software at the same time because it's one unified serial number. There are 3 different choices for licensing: SOLIDWORKS Electrical, SOLIDWORKS Electrical 3D, and SOLIDWORKS Electrical Professional. And I have the professional version, which bundles the 2. So I'll go ahead and activate my software for the first time. And here's my products that I am allowed to use based on my serial number. SOLIDWORKS Electrical is a client-server application. Although it can be installed as a standalone application on your own personal workstation, the most common way of using it is to install it on a server with an SQL database installed on it. The collaborative server service is installed by SOLIDWORKS Electrical. This will allow workstations to connect to the server to perform actions like creating new projects, accessing the database, and communicating with other users simultaneously while working on the same project. On the server, or on your workstation if you install it standalone, is a shared folder set up with all of the blocks, symbols, and shared information that does not live in the database. In our installation, we've chosen to put it in P electrical data, but the default data directory is shown here if you're running only as one user. In SOLIDWORKS Electrical, each project is a database. So if you were to browse in to the Microsoft SQL Server environment, you would actually see a database file for every new project that you create. And then on the server, you would also see data directories. We have EWG files, which represent the actual drawings, XML files, which are the from-to list information for cables when you use 3D, SQL queries for the reports, and finally, SOLIDWORKS 3D models, whether they be parts or assemblies. These are then connected to the SQL database. You can see if I browse into my structure, we see anything with a TEW with it. This has information about SOLIDWORKS Electrical. So if you see in this listing here, we have several master projects, And then the rest of the projects below are the actual projects that we've created in SolidWorks Electrical. So every single project is a database and needs to be backed up. So make sure to do that when you set up your administration.
Greetings and welcome to your Infinite Skills training course. This movie is going to help you find and easily access your working files for your Infinite Skills course. The working files are designed to allow you to work alongside the author as they're teaching the course material, and in most cases, the author will announce whenever they have provided a working file. Please note that the courses seen in this video may not be the same as the course you are currently learning. This video is meant only to demonstrate how to get your working files. If you are a subscriber to our learning library, you will see a Download Working Files button once you get into the details of the course. To download the working files, simply left-click on the Download Working Files button and your browser will automatically download the working files as a zip file. Once the working files have finished downloading, you can simply extract the downloaded zip file and place them directly onto your desktop. It's as easy as that. If you have downloaded this course from our website, then you will have gone to a download page that looks like this, and you may see that the working files are a separate download file. Once you have downloaded the working files, you can extract the downloaded zip files and place them directly onto your desktop. From the player, you will see a menu bar located up here with various buttons just above the video. From the player menu bar, look for this button. When you move your mouse over it, a label will show up that reads Open Working Files. Left-click on this icon and a window will open up to show you where the files are located. You may see multiple files as the working files are organized within them. To make things easier for yourself, we suggest copying all of these working files to the desktop of your computer. Please note that if you downloaded the working files separately, as we mentioned earlier, you will not see them here. However, you should already know where they are, as you should have extracted them and placed them somewhere on your computer, well, like the desktop. If you are watching this from the DVD, there are a couple of ways to access the working files directory so you can open up your files. Now, you will only be able to open these files from the DVD. If you make some changes and would like to save them, you will need to save them onto your computer. Copy the working files to the desktop, as we have shown earlier from the player. This way you can find them quickly and easily because they are located on your desktop, and you can open and save any changes as you work along with the lessons. You can also find the working files by going directly into the Files folder. To get to this folder from your DVD on your PC, go into your computer, find your DVD drive with the disk in it, and select it. You will see that there will be a Working Files folder on the disk that you can drag and drop to your desktop. You can also copy this to your desktop by right-clicking on the folder and selecting Copy, then right-clicking on your desktop and selecting Paste. If you are on a Mac, click on the DVD icon for the disk on your desktop. A window will open and show you all the files on the disk. You can then drag and drop the working files to your desktop. You can also copy this to your desktop by right-clicking on the folder and selecting Copy, then right-clicking on your desktop and selecting Paste.